Hello, welcome. I just want to say, even though it's late, Merry Christmas, and probably I hope you guys had a good time. Uh, I had one. I had a nice time spending with my family and playing with playing with some of my friends. Um, uh, yeah. So I'm sorry. I hope you guys had a good time because it's time for some latest news that is happening right now. One that is happening right now in Ukraine. Ukraine deaths remind us life is still held as a Russian missile strikes cities. Frogwares, developers of the Sherlock Holmes games, says the attack have taken quite a ton of us mentally. It feels like forever since the war in Ukraine began, but it hasn't been a year. Russian tanks rolled across the border in February, just 10 months ago, yet with the once headline news had no blurred into background for most of us. The conflict that was the rest of the world is now simmering 3 scrolls down in front of the page of a new website. For tens of million people is still directly affected by the war, though a little has changed. Ukraine are still under siege, their land is invaded, their armed force still log a struggle against a nation that within living memories was considered a superpower. And while the last few months have seen Ukraine gain the upper hand on the front lines, Putin, growing desperate, has all that switching tactics with swift battlefield gains now a thing of the past. Russia has begun to attack Ukraine citizens with drones, missiles, hoping to not only knock out the national fragile power network. World leader pledged nearly 500 million just this week to help keep the light on, but also inflict terror of the civilian population. The Amidst all the Ukrainians are still trying to live their lives, including Frog. The developers known for their work on the Sherlock Holmes series games were written about the situation before first for Miracles, which released given a certain stand for some much needed help regulation employed to save areas. Today the team have shared a number of images of the stories on Twitter showing what its war looks like in December 2022 for those who didn't have a luxury of ignoring out the news. I'm sharing them below, but if you rather see them a hell sit, you can find them Twitter. So if you don't, if you know the war is still going on, and like even though it's really tough, you can see it's for some game developers and other people, it's not easy right now. They still call it home and they still try to live it, but as you can see, they're having a hard times. They're saying here they made a screenshot about been told I can speak only open about this last couple of months have been quite difficult on our team here in Ukraine. After some of relief, calm, and the ability to create some sort of rotation, the wave of missiles and suicide drones strikes that started in October have been taking quite a toll on us mentally. Each morning you wake up hoping it will be another normal day instead of you need to prepare to be greeted by explosion in any moments. When it happens, you gather your family and pets and go huddle in a basement, shelter, or bathroom surrounded by a sea of air raids, sirens, anti-aircraft, fire, missiles, blasts. All you can do is sit there wondering if this is your time. Some raids last minutes, other hours that are hard to really tell, sometimes because in reality it feels like there will never be end. But they eventually do stop. Then you go about checking the news, the team, Discord channel, and your message app to see where was it hit and if anyone you might know could be one of those casualties that day. Outside, you wounded windows are smoking plumes, ambulance light, and car alarms blaring. All you can really do is try to get back to your day. Then come the rolling electric cuts for hours on end. Then the hits to the internet connection, the interruption to the water and heating. It's for all the backgrounds that you now need to start getting back into your work, see who can be online now and who will be here to have later. The worst part is you don't know when the next wave will come, but you begin to see the pattern with the major ones. Each time Ukraine has decided to win on the battlefield, which we'll all absolutely celebrate, we need also be ready that the next day the Russian with the fragile little eagles will lash on the civilians' target. Useless cowards who have run out of ideas how else to win, or they resort trying to demonstrate freeze and starve ordering the people. This isn't us giving up though. If anything, it reminds us why we need to keep resisting, to keep fighting, and never consider negotiation because we know what we are fighting for. You can't put a rocket through my grand's living room, shell my nephew's school, and bomb the house where my mom worked, and the next expect me to talk to you. So we keep gritting our teeth, keep working around the chaos, keep supporting our troops, and sure as hell keep celebrating each victory. To everyone who has been with us through some weight this whole time, thank you. We hope you have a good holiday and break, and we will see you all soon in 2023. Man, that is, for me, it's wild. We had, so, okay, so this is kind of like a private stuff, private for me and my family, but I say it. So on the 24th, no, actually not the 25th, we invited my mom's invited his friend, and his friend, how do you say it, adopted some Ukraine's, and we heard about it. I think he adopted him March or May, maybe. And they've been living with him. They started learning German, and English because it's not easy, You move to a different country and everything is different here developed. People speak a different language, this everything is different there, and even though they were here, they said they miss home. They lived in Kiev and now they moved here for safety. It's a mom with a son. The son is like kind of like my age, 18 and 19 around. He can speak English, a bit German, but his mom cannot speak German or English at all. So he's like he's his translate. Oh, Dark and okay, nice. Sorry, I just saw that Dark and Dark is on. I want to try that, but yeah, let's continue before I get confused. And we decided to celebrate, to be kind to them, to make at least something nice. They've been through a lot. They've been moving around, finding shelter. I think it's nice to support other people that are in needs. I think that always gives my heart gives me a smile to see that people are helping them. Oh God, now I'm crying. And I think it's for even though I love I say like this, I love history and I love battles, and that I never really want war, to be honest. Sure, I like to play video games about war, but to be honest, in reality, I would never have wished that, because that's something I know it's horrible. I think even though if I hope the war will end soon, I know it's not over yet, because there will be a lot of things that we all have to fix and help again, repair stuff, and they still need our support, because there's gonna be a lot of things that need to be fixed. Streets, houses, probably remove all the. I definitely think there's a lot of landmines and weapons that need to be, locked up. And I think everyone wants a Christmas, And there's a song in 21 Pilots. Christmas. I think it's 21 Christmas, where he sings Christmas saves the year. Because to be honest, it's something that I think is always important to us, to celebrate with the people you love and care. And it's something I think was nice of them, and we all have to do. But yeah, like I said, we had a nice time. We talked. They did puzzles. I'm not a big fan of puzzles. And then after they decided to go back to my to my mom's friend's place because they live there. So yeah, we had a nice dinner. So I think I guess it's a nice way to do something good, even though it's a little. Small things is always good than do nothing. But yeah, let's continue before I keep talking. So if you didn't know, I think I talked about it. Elon Musk is having a lot of trouble, even though he has a guy called PC3 hacker was hired to fix Twitter, but then decided to quit because his name is called GeoHots, barely lasted 1 month before announcing his resignation on Twitter. I feel this, I give up energy from my heart so hard. So if you didn't know, sorry, Elon Musk bought Twitter, everyone laughed, haha, but then he forgot to hit the reality that it doesn't look good. Even though he did a lot of good stuff and did a lot of stupid stuff, this one was probably one of the things he will probably wants to regret. He regrets and doesn't want to do it again. And he hired someone, he hired a guy called Hotz, was hired in November 2022, but he had issues. And he said he never planned to stay on Twitter for that long, but now that he would put his money where his mouth is, even though out 12 weeks internship at Twitter exchanged for cost of living in San Francisco, where the company headquarters. Unfortunately, Hearts didn't even last 1 month. As just a couple of days before hitting that mark, he took to Twitter to announce he quits effective immediately. I resigned from Twitter today, he said. I appreciate the opportunity, but I didn't think there was any real impacts I could make there. Besides, it was sad to see my GitHub withering back to coding. I don't know what this is. So he decided to resign on Twitter. He said, between the rare-headed Uber Eats food as questionable, committing to free speech, excision of his politics, and push for features, I was like, there's nothing substantial I can do here. Elon has managed his skills at level far beyond mine. I know how to run 20-person English team. I think many are insecure deep down and know on Twitter actually could be 50 people, just not overnight, but in a year or two. Totally fake that I said it. I fixed search or refactored code base in 12 weeks. Said I tried starting reading code and was like, this ain't it. Bam. So yeah, he's saying it's he doesn't want to do it. Like, to be honest, I don't want it. Like, I don't think nobody really wants to work on Twitter, because Twitter is just such a mess place, to be honest. And like I said, he removed a lot of people that got banned for recent, and I checked some of the people that got banned. I am actually quite upset that they are back in. It was pretty funny, I guess, to see that a lot of people wanted, when Elon Musk said, should I resign? And everyone said yes. Sure, there was some other Elon Musk fans that tried to say no, but in the end, everyone said yes. And now people are joking, I can do it, I can fix this by doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, it's a really mess, and it shows you how it keeps getting worse when Elon Musk hired someone, a PC3 hacker and others, to already ditch this because he thinks it's already too difficult. Next one. So the Game Award photoshopped Bill Clinton kid out of the Elden Ring speech. The prankster was blurred out of the picture by Hideka Maxwell, accepting by the Game Award. If you didn't know, a random kid sneaked onto the stage because nobody stopped him, because who the hell could? And he said, reformed rebel Bill Clinton, and everyone took it on the internet and laughed at it. And then they post this one. From Software is the first studio to win 2 Games of the Year award, the Game Award. 2019, Sekiro Shadow Die, and 2022, Elden Rings. And you can see that they legit blurred. They try to remove it, but you know, you kind of see it. You know, it looks like how do you say it? You try to remove it, like you draw something with a blue color and then you remove it, but it's like crossed everywhere. That's how it looks like. It looks pretty awful and pretty weird. And everyone, to be honest, wait. Let's go on. So everyone is just now, you know, making memes about it. There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Brooklyn. Yeah, and look, someone even did a better job, to be honest, because, like, this one is bad. Like, you can see half of his body. At least someone took the efforts. But yeah, something I find it's pretty weird. My dude, I threw this together in like 3 minutes on my photos. See, some people just do it better. Jesus Christ. I need to stop scrolling or it gets worse. Right, next one. An absurd NFT project just got taken to court by Pokemon. The crypto bros are at it again, and this time they're bringing Pikachu. And it's Join the Revolution with Poker World, the leading P2E game on Ukrain. Oh boy. Brought to you by the Pokemon Company International and Kotaku. It's replayed with it. Oh no. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, my eyes. Yeah. So you don't fuck. You know, with you don't fuck with the company, the Pokemon Company in Kotaku. The people that, you know, made Pokemon. I forgot what the name was called. But it's right now, it says that Pokemon PTLD theme based on a Melbourne was registered as a business in 2016 to appear to be operated under the name Kotakai Studio. All this entirely court to court papers boil down to the individual channel queue, which doesn't appear to exist at the address given to the then created website of Poker World mobile game, in which you battle Pokemons like Charmander and Pikachu to win Poker Shards currently linked Ethereum. All the in-games items you buy are of course minted as NFTs, so everyone can trade them down to the core value of 0. Nice. Well, report the company based and our present release a gaming site that while they made a ridiculous claim about working along with TPCE, the producers of the NFT rubbish on NFT calendar, they claim it's made that the first Pokemon P2E NFT collect brought you to by the Pokemon Company International and Kotakai brings them spirits of your 200s non-static to Web 3. On the game site, it's this amazing lie appears. So yeah, so they faked that the people they faked that Pokemon is working with them. It's something I find interesting that the crypto bros try to. They do anything to make some cash out of your wallet. By making a fake game, by making a fake, I don't know, fake cards, I don't know, ugly pictures up. I don't know if you know about this. I remember I saw a video where Logan Paul made some NFTs with the eggs and so on. It's also like that stuff. Legit, anything that is with crypto NFTs is always in my head first thing. That's a scam, you're gonna lose your money. Because the amount of people that still don't understand it, still don't see that they're gonna rug pull and when you tell it on the internet, guess who gets blamed? You. Because they laugh at you. Because they're like, why would you believe it? How could you? It's not even the same people. Now they fake it by adding some companies that to be honest just don't really exist. So yeah, but like I said, they're getting right now sued by Pokemon, and they deserved it. Let's see real quickly if there's anything about how much. No. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I was just checking real quickly if there was anything with how much suit or how big or anything. Well, okay. Well, yeah. So, something interesting. Next one. Amazon promised God of War shows will be incredible true to original games. Good. After video games, TV shows like Halo and Resident Evil made big changes on Amazon, wants fans not to worry about it. Because if you don't know, in Halo and Resident Evil, they fucking completely change everything and makes so much cringe, so much shit. I think I talked about this on my last gaming news videos when I said that they announced that God of War is gonna have a TV. That I hope that they stay with the original design ideas. Sure, it's gonna be a bit difficult. Like for me, since it said God of War. Is it God of War? In the future or is it in the past? That's what I wanted to know, and who the actors is. The fact that I'm making Halo 2 Series 2 makes me question my head. How could they spend so much money on it? And legit, it's shit. Like the Halo was pretty bad, and I don't understand how they keep doing something like this. But I hope that at least they they stay with the original games, because that makes everyone at least a bit happy. You cannot trust them all. You cannot trust everything they say, because sometimes they lie. But I kind of hope that it's good. Because I'm a bit curious how it looked like, who the actors are gonna be, and what time it is. Next one, the Riot Games trying to get out of the terrible crypto sponsorships deals. It's hard for the FTX to complete a 7-year sponsorship when it's bankrupt. Back in August 2021, Riot Games, the developer of League of Legends, signed a sponsorship deal for tens of millions of dollars with cryptocurrency exchange for FTX. Web3 is going just great. Molly White reports that the dealer was supposed to run for 7 years, involved in FTX substandard payment to Riot, starting with a 12.5 million for 2022 calendar year, and escalated to 12,875 for 2023, and so on. So far, only 6.25 million of the 2022 sum has been paid, and there's almost zero chance Riot will ever see another cent. So the company has filed a case with the bankrupt court, delivered, seeking to have the rest of the sponsorship deal non-filled. In strict business terms, this is profound. Understand as a right point out in the filter, FTX have declared bankruptcy, which should send the whole deal straight into the bin. No question asked, just in case anyone does. The question though, Riot has added, there is a simple no way for FTX to cure the reputation harm already caused to Riot as a result of the high public disrupting through by the plate and FTX bankrupt fielding, with the FTX cannot turn back the clock and undo the damage inflicting on Riot the wake of its collapse. Yeah, it's pretty bad. God. It's actually the first time, to be honest, this is the first time I heard about FTX. Like, sure, not now. Yeah, now I know about it because I read a lot of things, but like in 2021, I never heard about this one. Didn't know it was that big and got that fucked. Pretty interesting though. Alright, here's something I find interesting. A Fortnite fined 520 millions for invading kids' privacy and tricking players. Epic will pay a small fortune over the FTS investigation into its hits Battle Royale. Epic Game will pay a whopping 520 million combined settles after a federal trade commission investigate found an invaded children privacy and tricked some players into buying stuff in Fortnite they didn't want. The FT announced on Monday that the large penalty area exists in the history of the regular agent. Epic Game wrote in response, "No developer created a game with the intention of ending up here." Sure. So what did Epic Games do wrong exactly? Well, the FTX accused a billion-dollar company of making tons of money off the kids without following the rules meant to protect them online. The first of two settlements announced on Monday is for collecting personal information from Fortnite players who are under 13. And in game setting, the turn on voice and text chat by default, a violation of the Children Online Privacy Protective Rule. It resulted in a 275 million penalty on commission from by Epic to exchange Fortnite default settings. The second statement is for using dark patterns to trick players into making unwanted purchases, especially Epic accused of making it easy to accidentally buy skins whenever preview them. It's hard to find refund options when the player wants to reverse the transaction. The FTX also says that when charging reverse, Epic would sometimes ban those accounts, leaving player locked out of content they provide paid for. As a result of Epic will pay 255 million into funds to reimbursement. Sold. Epic will pay effect by unintentional purchase. I know what you feel. Okay, wow. Here's a quick list of some of the taxes Epic's weren't intentionally exploring, but the recent change following investigation. Automatically saving payment data, single button press purchase, disable account that seek refund for fraudulent purchase, lack of self-service refund, no spending limits for player under 18. I find something like this really interesting, you know? Like that, this is for me shocking. Well, to be honest, not really. Something like getting your mom's credit and buy a skin is, for me, it's the most easiest things, to be honest, because it is easy. Kids these days, they know what it is. They see this little credit card and say, "Oh, that's my mom's credit card. Alright, I just put like $500 on it and I get skins." It happened, and my family did someone. I'm not saying the child who it is. The child picked up his uncle's credit card. They were drinking while he was playing a game, Fortnite, and he spent around like maybe 300 or 500. I don't know how much. And he got it the next day. He got informed by the bank. And I find it ridiculous that I don't know if he got it refunded or not, but it's like some stuff like refunding games is not easy sometimes. And the fact that the Epic Games even bans accounts when you want to refund is an absolutely ridiculous thing for me. Because they could do it, I don't know how many accounts they did, but that's absurd. Because you ban an account for just trying to get their money back that they didn't mean. It's not even the parents, it's not even an adult. It's a 13 or 12-year-old, and the 12-year-old knows that this thing, a little credit card, gives you skin. And of course, automatically saving payment data, single button pressing purchase, disabling accounts that seek refund for fraudulent purchase is for me insane. No wonder they make a ton of money. And I always say it. You need to be really careful when you have children, because some games they don't allow refunding. And here's something new. Has been updated, reflecting change. Fortnite response to the FD invest have already taken place. Okay, no mind. But it's like, it says they made 9 billions in the 2 years alone for them it's just a small money. It's something that I think I always say that's how Fortnite always makes money. Epic Games from children. They don't make it from adults, to be honest. Sure, there's some adults, but most of the time it's just children. And it's pretty insane. But I think this is enough of me talking because it's already the video's getting along again. So I'm saying good night and goodbye.